Hi everyone! Welcome back to episode 73 of Annijuuti Knits. Hi friends! It's been a long while since I've been here. Welcome back to my channel. Annijuuti Knits. This is a channel about knitting and knitwear designs. I am a knitwear designer based in Finland, and this is a channel where I share everything that I knit and everything that I design, so you're most welcome here. It's been a hot minute, I guess. It's been 6 weeks since I last filmed my episode, and I don't know where to begin because I have been knitting so much, and since I've taken this break, I haven't used up my precious crafting time to edit videos or to do posts on Instagram. So I've been just knitting, and it's been wonderful. Maybe we should start about what I'm wearing, but first, if you are new here, you can find me on Instagram as Annijuuti Knits, and on Ravelry I am Annijuuti, but if you are messaging me there, it might take a while because I'm not too active there, especially now over the summer. I've barely been there. So if you have something you want to ask, or if you want to tell me something, maybe send me a DM on Instagram or pop me an email at annijuutiknits.not to annijuutiknits@gmail.com, and you are free to send me any questions or if you have something to tell me. So that's that. Okay, what I'm wearing. This is a project that you have not seen before. It was an experiment, and I actually showed you a swatch last time. I think I had it here, but I don't know where. I had this teeny tiny swatch, and I was planning on making the Talula tea by Herb Garden Knitwear, Jana, but in the end I didn't get gauge with this yarn to that pattern either, so I went my own way. I have been really interested in this saddle shoulder construction lately because I always want to I want to get better at construction, how to, if you don't know, I'm a seamstress by trade, so that's my background in making patterns from scratch. And yeah, so I wanted to familiarize this construction to for myself, because I really want to do a simple tee and a simple like a blouse pattern with this construction, but I wanted to try out first. As you can see, the fit is not amazing. My gauge changed after, well, if you are making swatches this big, you can expect expect a change. My gauge loosened up when I was making this, and when at some point, maybe next summer, I will do this t-shirt again, this line should be further in. So my math wasn't mathing because my gauge changed when I did the math, but I'm really happy with it. With the if this would sit where it should sit, like over here, the set-in sleeve is quite nice. I didn't use any, I haven't knit a set-in sleeve before. and I wasn't using a pattern, I wasn't using a recipe of anyone. I just based on the numbers. If you have sewn garments, you know the set-in sleeve, how it looks when you cut it out. So I just wanted to create that shape doing increases in 3 different rates, and that's what I did here. I didn't look a pattern that had a set-in sleeve. I just went my own way and with my own knowledge about sewing garments. So I think the sleeve shape was quite great, except that the shoulder width, the front and the back width is the cross back width is too wide, and that's why it doesn't really fit so well. I will put a little video here I took just now before I started filming. You can see how it looks on. I did this little lace panel on the bottom, and that was like an afterthought. First I was just creating like a fitted tee, and then I've swatched this lace pattern for a vest maybe 2 years ago already, and I wanted to incorporate something fun because I love my Lotus Lake tee, and I wanted to do a little lace detail. On the other hand, I did some shaping. I did a bust dart shaping, so I added more short rows to bring the fabric further outwards, but I also did underarm shaping for to cinch it in for the waist. So I was originally thinking of doing like body shaping, but then in the end I did change my plans just before I was starting to do those hip increases. So what happened, I did my waist decreases, but I didn't go out to increase. But so the lace could be a little bit looser. It's not too tight, it's quite comfortable, but yeah, this is nowhere near to being like a finished piece or a finished idea. It's a base where I start to build from, and you can expect a t-shirt along these lines next summer. And actually the blouse I'm thinking of doing for the fall and winter season, or not for the fall, but like I already have picked out some yarn, and maybe I'll put it here, here, this way. It's always hard to know where I'm sitting, so yeah, that way I will insert my clips. So yeah, I have bought this yarn from Barcelona Knits last fall, and I am going to pair it with some mohair I bought from Jyväskylä, and I will be making a blouse version of this. So just a regular simple blouse, nothing too fancy. I just want to make the fit great, and that's my goal for the next project that I will be casting on. So yeah, long story short, or long, this is a t-shirt pattern that probably will make another appearance next season, but for now I'm just gonna enjoy wearing it. And it's actually a did I have the ball here? I have the ball band here. I had some cotton and acrylic blend from a supermarket, and it's a 50-50 blend. It's actually really nice. It's soft, it's kind of drapey, and it didn't grow in blocking. It's rather nice DK weight yarn, 125 meters per 100 grams, and it was €2 a ball. So I used less than 6 balls, which is amazing. So yeah, a t-shirt pattern out of acrylic and cotton blend, and I really like it. Let's move on to my next things, which are my rest of my finished objects. There are a lot. I have made few pairs of socks, and they have all been sport to DK weight. Now I dropped one. I'm not gonna bother taking it up. I have the other one here. So these are one of them. This is a Scrappy pair. If you remember, I was using the Tanzania yarn by Kamijo Knit this year. I made a simple vanilla pair of socks and I had 33 grams left over. So I used most of the sock is using the leftovers from that skein. I had some leftovers from my Zigzag Zen blanket, which is the blue, also Kamijo knit yarns, and I had to use just a tiny bit for the toe of another, and I held it together with the Fibergo amble yarn. So I have two colors here from the colorwork socks I did last winter. I have the beige and then I have the white here, and I'm marling them together, and they are just Scrappy socks, and I do have two of them. Maybe I'll pop a picture to prove it. But this is just a simple vanilla pair. I just love using scraps, and I got to use so many scraps like as a whole to this pair, so it's great. I used 3.5mm needles, and I think I did 48 stitches for the cuff and decreased 4 and did the rest with 44 stitches heel flap and gusset with the garter heel flap. I'll also put the pictures of the two other pairs that I made. The other one was also a Scrappy pair. I used up some of the colors from my last year's Advent by Kamijo Knit. It was a glitter sock base, and there was few colors that didn't end up to my blanket, so I used 3 of those into these socks. They went for Jana. She is the woman behind Finnish Knitting Stories, and she is actually showing them in her podcast. Maybe I'll link that episode down below if you are interested in seeing those. But those I held with mohair, same again, 3.5mm needles, and I think I did the same stitch counts. I have a project page if you want to go and have a look, but those were for Jana, and she liked them, which is always nice. And then I did the pair for our doctor, for our eye doctor, and he got it for his 50th birthday, and it was this sport weight yarn concept by Katja, and the brand or the yarn line is called Teaque. And those were just a very basic vanilla pair with a self patterning or gradient yarn, and I've used that yarn before. I love it. I showed the start of the sock last time, so yeah, nothing beats sock knitting in the summer except hat knitting. So yeah, those were all the socks. I'm not gonna dwell on everything too much, because otherwise we'll be here all day. I think I have seven finished objects, and that was one of those. So next finished object I have shown here, it's the Musselburgh hat, and it is now done. I have done it with, I think it was the adult small, and I got 7 stitches per inch, and the yarn is Mominoki yarn, and I told the colorway and all that last time, so if you are interested you can go and have a look. But I had done maybe like a half of the hat, and when I was in Jyväskylä Knit Fest I did knit on this because it was just the perfect socializing knit, and I really like it, but my husband also likes it, so I will see which one of us will eventually get it. But it's beautiful. I totally get the hype, and nothing much to say about it. Well written pattern, super simple. wonderful to work on, just rounds and rounds of stockinette in small small circulars. It's just the greatest travel knit, because you don't really need to do anything but knit on it. So I do have always a pair of socks as well, but that's a good alternative for that. Okay, I have another hat, but first I will show this shawl. This was, or is, this is the Suovilla shawl. It's a pattern that I released at Jyväskylä Knit Fest, and this is the small version of it. It is a irregular shaped triangular shawl. You start from this tip and you increase, you decrease, and then you finish off with an I-cord. And this is now the small size. It's the perfect little shawl. And this is made with Suovilla yarn, and this pattern was a support pattern for my friend Anna, who is the dyer behind Suovilla, and she did so great at the festival. She sold so many colors altogether, like she sold out so many of her colors, and yeah. So this was a support pattern. It has two sizes. The big one, which you can even go bigger. There's no limit. You can alter the size to your needs. And this is the small size, which is just the 1 meter long. And this is the perfect little shawl. And the texture is quite interesting. It's a simple bubble stitch pattern, and it's easy to do. And I think this is a very popcorny pattern, because you always want to knit or to finish the next repeat. So I can highly recommend. This is a great little gift pattern, or just a little snack project in between. So if you like this pattern, it's linked down in the description box below. And or actually it's wrong to say it's below, because nowadays it's on the side, but you get the gist. Suovilla shawl. You're still up for more? This I have shown. Yeah, so I have shown this also, but this is technically finished. But I got carried away, so I need to go back. This is a hat pattern. This is the Rusko beanie pattern. It's a pattern of mine, and I'm going to do another version for the pattern, which is the fingering weight version. And I was knitting on this when my son was having his football tournament. As you can see, it's rather long. I got carried away, and I was like, it doesn't matter, but it matters. It's 3 centimeters too tall. I need to go back, rip out the decreases. This has not been blocked because I didn't want to block it, because it's not done. This is the Rusko signature move, which is like the 3-point decrease at the crown. I have the original one here. This is the one that I made for my son for his 1 year photo shoot, and after that I did the Rusko pattern, but it's DK weight, because I didn't want to do the fingering weight. But I will do an addition for the pattern. This sits really nicely on top of a person's head, and yeah, I will redo the decreases. I will rip back a little bit. I did have a tag of this yarn somewhere over here. you have to take my word for it, but it's a mess in front of me. So this is Sunday morning, 4-ply BFL Masham. It's really nice. I got it as a present from Selma, the Little Big Knits. We met in Barcelona and she gave me this yarn. It's really nice woolly wool without being itchy. So I imagine this hat being quite lovely to wear. It's a fingering weight, lighter hat, so perfect for fall, for the first little crispness in the air when you just want to keep your ears a little bit warm. And I just need to redo the crown. Those are all my knitting finished objects. You heard me. I have something else. My summer holiday project was to learn to crochet a granny square. If you are following me on Instagram, you may have seen I did 4 days of frantic crocheting, and I just need to find the first square. Yeah, I think it's this one. So I made a bag. I learned how to crochet a granny square. I did granny squares for 4 days. I sewed it into a bag and it was out of my system. I haven't touched the hook since. But yeah, this is a little bag. I'll put a picture here how I constructed it. It's not really hard actually. It's 6 squares and then there's the bottom and the side squares, and I sewed them together because I couldn't for the life of me crochet them neatly together. It's using all kinds of scraps. I had this woolier scraps from a blanket project. They were like these tiny little balls and they were perfect for crocheting, and I did weigh this, but I can't remember. I think I put it on the project page how much I used all in all, but it has different composition of yarns. It has the beige is knitting for olive heavy merino, there's Novita woolly wood, there is Teaque sock yarn scraps, and there is Novita 7 Brothers 7 veljestä. The gray mainly is that, but I had to use also some other yarn that I have, and yeah, I'm so proud of myself, you have no idea. And then at the end I did sew in a lining with pockets. So there's these tiny pockets on this side and a large one on this side, and it has a cardboard bottom so that it will stay nice. And it's a project bag, and I haven't used it because I really wanted to show you this first. I did also strengthen the edge with this is just this, you know, pack bag. It's like this, is it like a nylon band? I had some at home and I just sewed in the lining with my sewing machine through the crocheting. And yeah, it's a crochet project. It was my first ever finished crocheted thing, and I can now convince me and you that I can do a granny square, and this is my first ever granny square. I can link the video tutorial I used down in the description. I have never ever in my life made a crochet granny square, but my reasoning or the idea behind this bag was that when I was in Jyväskylä Knit Fest, there was so many of these granny square cardigans that you have crocheted the body of the cardigan and then knit the button bands and ribbing for the cardigan, and they were so nice. I really wanted to see if I can crochet a granny square, so maybe in my future there will be a granny square cardigan, but for now my crochet career is here, and I don't think I need to crochet again. But it was the perfect project for the summer. I had just been to the Jyväskylä Knit Fest, which was my first or the last work related thing that I had to do with my knitting. I really enjoyed myself and had some good time, but I had the pattern release, so it was also work, and I needed to have like a proper break, and in the end I did have a 3-week break. I didn't open my computer for 3 weeks. I did some summer holiday activities with my family, and I totally did like a proper break, and that was so welcome, and I feel much more energized. And I actually thought last weekend, when I had finished my first day, or not first day, like first week after being back from the holiday, or not from the holiday, we haven't been anywhere, but after finishing my summer vacation, I thought that I'd film during the weekend, but we have been so busy, and then I was like, you can wait. I'm sure you'll understand. I needed to have some time off, and the weather has been great. It still is quite great. We have had a great summer weather, around 20, some days 25, 26, and it's been wonderful. So that's that. It's been half an hour already, so I guess I'm not gonna show you everything that I have, because otherwise, as I already said in the beginning, we will be here for the entire day. I did this little reel about my sweater projects. I will put it here, because I will show you 2 of those sweaters, and maybe we can start with the Tankar tee, a project that I was hoping to wear at Jyväskylä Knit Fest, but I had so many things to do, I didn't quite manage, and it's still not done. But there is always going to be next summer, and I think I will be doing I will be working on this once I get to it. So this is my Tankar tee. It is a t-shirt pattern that uses this drop shoulder construction, so it's you don't go back and add sleeves. My modification for this was that I did instead of a one stitch slip stitch edge, I did a 2-stitch I-cord for the edge. I think it looks quite neat, especially because this yarn is silk. This is BC Garn soft silk, and it's a little bit, you know, lumpy and bumpy texture. This is the actual color. It's very mustardy color. So Tankar tee, short row shaping in garter stitch, and there's a little garter band here. And then I'm now doing the decreases under the arms, so it will then cinch in for the rest of the body. But now I'm basically on the stockinette stage. I have done all the fiddly bits, and once I finish the hem, it's done, because all the necklines, all the armholes are now already finished. So Tankar tee coming up. This is my second version. I am using a thinner yarn than suggested. My original sample is made with Drops Bell. Quite a few of my testers also used Sundance Garn Line, and they have the same composition. It's a DK weight and 4mm needles, 21 stitches. I am currently getting 22 stitches with this, but I talked to a person who have knitted more Tankar tees and sweaters than I have. My lovely tester Gail, she told me that she has a version with this yarn and it has grown over time, so I'm now fine with 22 stitches, and I have seam blocked it once or twice during this whole thing, and it's still 22 stitches, but I will make maybe just a little bit extra length to accommodate some stretching widthwise and shrinking lengthwise. So that's my plan for the Tankar tee. I have another pattern coming up very soon. Today is now the 9th or the 10th of, I think it's the 9th of August, and the test knit is wrapping up for my Kuusamo sweater, which is a children pattern. I'll show the original, it's here. I still have not blocked it because I'm lazy. This is the sweater, simple ripped and slipped ripped texture throughout the project. It's a circular yoke pattern for kids. It comes with, I want to say 7 sizes, from 1 year to 12 years maybe. Quite possibly. It has this double sizes, so this is size 5 to 6. Yes, this is size 5 to 6. It's for my soon to be 5-year-old, and this is now for the older one, and this is the size up, which is then 7 to 8, and he is still 6 years, turning 7 in January, but I really want to make them last a bit longer, so I don't mind if they are a little bit big in the beginning, and I tend to go up in size whenever I make sweaters for my kids. So the original sample and the pattern is written for Novita Woolly Wood, which is a tencel merino blend, 70% tencel, 30% merino wool. And my other son, my older son, he chose cotton merino by drops. We went to the supermarket together. He got to choose the color, and he got to choose, because he's a little bit sensitive to clothes materials. He was comparing the two yarns. He actually said they are both fine, but he preferred this, and I was on board. It's quite nice to have two different yarns used in these samples. So few of my testers are also using the cotton merino, but it is 21 stitch gauge, I believe, so you can achieve this gauge with quite a few different yarns. But this is now a project for the weekend. I have another deadline project, but I know myself, and I know that I can't work on just a single thing because it gets boring. So I guess I will be prioritizing also this one, because I really need to get pictures next week for the release, hopefully on the 24th of August. So a children's pattern coming up, and I'm a little bit behind, but I was also working on this on our summer holiday, so it was a nice portable little project, because it's a children sized garment and simple pattern repeat. You can definitely memorize it after one go. So yeah, a simple pattern, enjoyable to knit, and a small size comes quite fast. So I'm happy with that. All right, what would be Annijuuti Knits podcast without a vanilla sock project on the go? So here is one of my, or these are my handbag socks. Now that I have finished all the thicker socks, I really wanted to have a vanilla pair with fingering weight yarn. It takes longer, it's nicer to hold the needles. It's, for me, vanilla socks with fingering weight yarn is the ultimate relaxation. So these are my handbag socks. They are using leftovers from my I made a, what's the sweater called? It's by Annijuuti Knits, the raglan sweater. I'm blanking out. I can't remember. I'm sorry, Camilla. I'll put it here. Bunny sweater. So I made that with these Woolmy fibers, Longtan till Haru colorway. She is a local to me dyer, and I had 50 something grams left over. I think. I didn't weigh them actually, I just eyeballed that it should be enough. But I guess before I start the toe decreases, I'll put this on hold and start. I just weighed this, I have 44 grams left. So I must have had more. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. I have nearly finished sock. It is 20 round cuff, 50 round leg, slip stitch, heel flap and turn, gusset. I have now finished the gusset decreases and I'm working on the foot, and I just absolutely love this colorway. I think it's just so beautiful. It's very simple. It has these blues and browns and like these little hints of maybe green and orange too, but it's just so lovely. And the brown is a yarn that I got from Scotland. My friend Rebecca sent it to me. I can't remember anymore. Nervous fiber, maybe? I can't remember. It's just basic sock yarn, and I already made a pair of socks for myself and I had some left over, so I'm using it for the contrast. And these are living in my handbag. I will take them everywhere I go. If I have a minute, I will knit on my socks. And one more project. Are you up for it? It was last weekend, I think it was Sunday. I dug out all the sweater projects that I have. I had 9. Well, technically not all sweaters. This one and the Tankar was a Teaque version, or like a short sleeve sweater. And since then I have finished this t-shirt. But I took them all out. I laid them on my bed. Here's a picture of proof. And as you can see, they all finish in similar place around waist area. And I was like, okay, I need to finish these up so that I can then start new projects. And 2 of those were kids sweaters, so not that big of a deal. But so I finished this. I've been watching Olympic Games and knitting on this one, and my next priority knit from those sweaters is this one. It's a basic black sweater with 7mm needles, and this yarn is, it's this hooked eucalyptus yarn. I bought it from our second-hand market, but they they have this section where they sell like new stuff, and this was from there. I have paid $3.90 from 100 gram balls. This has 165 meters in it. It is a eucalyptus yarn. It really feels like bamboo, exactly the same as bamboo yarn. And I tried to do the Tallulah tea and test it for the Herb Garden Knitwear Hannah long time ago, last fall maybe, and I started it and the gauge was wrong and it was too thick. The fabric was like stiff and I really didn't like it, so I told Hannah that this is not happening and I can't do this, and she was very understanding and very nice. So I decided to make a sweater for work with a light, open, airy gauge. This is a very heavy and drapey yarn since it is a natural fiber and a plant-based fiber. So this is one of my experiments, and this experiment is to do with the saddle shoulder. You can't really see, it's black. I'll put the clip that I took just before I started filming. You can see it on me. So this is a very airy open gauge, and I have finished now one sleeve. I was originally thinking of making just straight sleeve, but it was looking very wide from the forearm, so I just did some rapid decreases, and they are this like an angular. I did this fun little, can't really tell, but where is it? Now it's so black that I can't see. This is why we don't like black yarn. Anyway, you can see maybe there it is. I did these rapid every second round decreases, so it creates this little angle, which I think it's kind of cute. And then I finished it off with an I-cord. I knitted this with 7mm needles, but I did the I-cords with 4.5 because I wanted to have some structure in the I-cord. You can't really see, but nonetheless, it is this nice. I did it intentionally a little bit short because this is very heavy yarn, and I definitely don't want to have like too long of a sleeve. This is meant for work. We have to wear black and I hate it. But because I have to make it work, I can whip up something that I really like the shape of, and something that I've done myself. So this sweater is purely for work, and it has this saddle shoulder. I have not written it up. I am just experimenting with the decreases and with the construction. I really want to familiarize myself with this construction so that I can make the patterns that I have in my head work for you guys. And yeah, nothing much to say about it. I haven't done much notes. I have just, this is a study. This is a study piece. I am trying to understand the constructions with the saddle shoulder and how to create the increases for the sleeve so that it looks nice and clean. And that is my last project I have here. I have a few acquisitions. I have some live chats. If you are not interested in both of those or either of those, I just want to say thank you for joining me today. I'm a little rusty, I guess. It has been a long while since I filmed, but it was really nice to come back and talk to you about this. So thank you if you are or are sticking around, and thank you if you're not. It was nice to talk to you. On to the live stuff first. No, let's do the acquisitions first. First of all, I had a package yesterday. I had a package come in from Cyprus and my lovely friend Ivana, whom I met at Barcelona Knits. Now I'm rambling. Me and Ivana, we met at Barcelona Knits, and she has been making some stitch markers, and she sent me some, and I am so over the moon how pretty they are. So there you go. She didn't ask me to show them, but I will, because they're so beautifully made, so pretty. And here are my favorites, these blue and white ones. Ooh, so pretty. Look how nice. They are so beautiful. I almost already took one of them and used it in one of my projects, but I really wanted to show you first. So technically gifted, or not technically, they are gifted, but she didn't ask me to show them, so that's that. So Jyväskylä Knit Festival. It was so fun again to meet everyone, and I think this time I actually got to enjoy the atmosphere and the festival itself. I've always been a little bit reserved, I guess. Like, now there was so many people that I already know, it was easier to go and talk, and I met so many people also for the first time. So thank you if you came to say hello, and if you came to talk to me. It was really wonderful to meet new faces and get to know some Instagram people, some people that I already follow on Instagram, to see them face to face, which was wonderful. So a very successful trip to Jyväskylä. I didn't go crazy with my purchases. I actually was quite surprised of myself. You already saw the one mohair that I bought, and then because I have apparently been enjoying knitting t-shirts and tops, maybe I have a few ideas for next summer, and so I wanted to purchase some yarns so that I have them ready. And Jana from Kettu Knits, she had this beautiful base of merino silk and wool, and merino wool and silk. 50-50 blend of silk and merino wool, and look at the color. So shiny, beautiful. This is this bluey gray. I think it looks exactly like that on the camera. The drape factor is crazy good, and this is going to be a t-shirt for next summer. And that's that. And then I only had 2 t-shirt quantities, or I bought Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. You're not surprised to see these colors. This is the olive. It's not focusing. The olive colorway and the copper colorway. So yeah, suddenly there's apparently some clouds because now it's a little bit darker, but yeah. I bought 6 balls of this, 4 balls of this. No. I bought 3 balls of this and 4 balls of this. T-shirt, top, next summer. And those were all my acquisitions. Which is actually not that bad, huh? I think I did surprisingly well. I also frogged the Breaking Dawn shawl I showed you last time. I did frog the shawl because I was over shawl knitting. It was so summery and I didn't feel like knitting a shawl. I have made so many shawls this early summer, spring, early summer, and so I was done making shawls. I ripped it out. Maybe I will restart it, maybe I'm not. But yeah, those were all the projects and all the acquisitions, and as I have already mentioned, I have really truly enjoyed this time off. The spring this year, the beginning of this year, it has been a little bit rough. My husband is still not working and I have been working for the both of us. He's been great with the kids and he's been doing home stuff, but it's still hard financially that yeah, we don't have the regular income, and so I have been working a lot. I have had so many projects. I have my company now, and I guess I was a bit tired, and this break was so good. It has really sparked the inspiration again, and I think it's part of the social media break that has been so great. And so I have been thinking that moving forward I will be uploading a video once a month and not every 2 weeks, because I have enjoyed it. Has freed some time for me, and I think it's very important to have that freedom to create. Maybe it means that I have then so much to show, but I think I'll catch up with you every month and not more often than that, because I just don't need the extra work, and I want to keep this a place where it's wonderful for me to come back, and it's great, and I don't want it to feel like a chore. I want it to feel I'm excited to share, and I'm excited to interact, and I'm excited to see the comments and reply to you, and for me it feels like this a little bit not so often filming schedule is better. So I will be coming in every 4 weeks here, and I will be showing you what I am up to, and the best way of keeping on track with my test knits and what's going on and what's releasing and whatnot. You can subscribe to my newsletter, and you won't miss out on a pattern release or a discount code or anything. So there's always special discounts for my newsletter subscribers, so please do click the link and subscribe to my newsletter, because that way you can always keep track of what I'm doing. And I think the Instagram, it's like the constant popularity contest of competing with the algorithm and competing with the other designers and other content creators. So I won't be putting so much energy on that. I don't want to be in that popularity contest, because I feel like I'm always behind, or yeah, so I'll be posting pictures of projects when I feel like it, but I'm not gonna stress myself over it. And yeah, both of my boys are starting now in a new school or in new kindergarten. My youngest is also switching to the English speaking kindergarten, so he is turning 5 soon, and he is going to start that same that my older son has already been doing for a year. And he starts preschool, which is in a new location. It's at the school where he will be for the next 7 years, and so he will do now preschool year, and then he will be a first grader. In Finland we go to a first grade when we turn 7, which is later than many other places, but it's great actually that the kids get to be kids. But the preschool is already at the big school, so my older son is going there, my younger is starting the English one, so I guess for the next they will start on Monday, so the next couple of weeks will be pretty hectic. I think if I compare to last fall, it was quite tough in the beginning. The English speaking kindergarten is that they only speak English to the kids. They have like a Finnish hour every week. The kids get to speak in Finnish, but the teachers are mainly speaking in English, which is tough for the kids because they don't know the language quite yet. So last fall was really stressful. It made me feel like I'm the worst mom putting my kids through this, but in the end it only was like 3-4 weeks of struggles, and then now my older son is he is pretty good in English. He understands pretty much everything that you say to him. He can't really reply to many of them in English, but he already has the passive vocabulary, which is amazing at the age of 6. So he now already has 2 languages, which he is almost fluent at. So the gift of a language, of a second language, I want to give to my kids, and yeah, so that's going on here. And then my teaching courses are starting in 3 weeks time. I have 2 knitting classes that I will be teaching. I have reduced my hours at the optical store to 24 hours a week so that I can focus on designing and teaching, and hopefully also being able to pick up my kids more often, because I've been working till 5 every day. So there's always this little guilt factor also, and nagging that I won't be there or I haven't been there for them. So those are the changes over here, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed being back. If you have any comments you want to leave me, please do. I always enjoy seeing your comments, and this was a bit of a longer episode at this point, but that's what you get when you are away for so long. I hope you have had the best summer. I hope you have had nice weather. I hope you have enjoyed your knitting and your crafting time. And I wish you well and happy knitting. Bye!